So in this video, we're going to stop using styles and we're going to start using CSS or cascading style sheets. So this video is going to be slightly longer than a minute, but just bear with me. So the reason that we don't want to use styles is that they're one-off styles. We can't reuse them. So they're not very useful to us because we don't want to be creating a unique style for every single element in our HTML project. For instance, what if we wanted the header on every page on our website to look exactly the same? We would have to copy this code from here onto every header across all of the pages that we had, and we could have hundreds or even thousands. So let's go ahead and create a CSS style sheet. So we're just going to call this styles.css, and I just created a new file. So it's a file exactly like an HTML file. Where it's just a file on the disk that you can edit as text. And we're going to move our styles from the style attributes here into the CSS file. And the way that we're going to do that is I'm actually just going to copy them out of here. So I'll just cut them out. And I'll get rid of this style attribute. I'm going to go to CSS. And the way that it works is that we have selectors. So I have to tell the CSS what property or what element do I want to style. And the way that we're going to do it initially is just to select all elements of a certain type. And the way we do that is we hit H1. So we're saying I want all of the H1 elements on the page. And we wrap these in curly braces. And curly braces you need to get familiar with because they're in CSS, they're in JavaScript, and they're in a lot of different programming languages. But they're basically just a way to block code together. So then I'm going to paste the styles from the style attribute that we were using. I'm just going to enter that down here. And I'm going to save this file. And that's it for what CSS looks like in very simple terms. But now we have to tell our HTML page about the CSS. And we do that in the head with a link tag. So I'm just going to type a link. So we're saying link this style sheet to this HTML page. And I'm just going to say styles.css in our href attribute of the link. There's no closing tag. Most things in the head don't have closing tags. Some of them do if you can have content, just like we talked about. It's like the title tag. But this just says what CSS style sheet do you want to use, similar to the URL that we put in our image tag. It tells it where that style sheet is. So this says it's going to load the styles.css style sheet. So I'm going to save this. And then when I go back over to my web page and I run it, I'm not going to see any difference. But just to show you that this actually is working, I'm going to go to the styles.css. I'm going to change it to blue. And I'm going to save that and go back to the page and run it. And now our header is blue. So now what we can do is we can add these styles to we'll get this style every time we use a header. So let's copy this element. And this is only for H1. And I'm going to say Kylo here. And we're going to save that and go back to our web page and run it. And you'll see that I have a header down here and it's also blue and centered. But I don't have any styles on there. So I'm able to reuse that style that I created in the style sheet. And that's what makes style sheets so powerful. So I'm able to reuse them and not have to write so much code just for things that I need to do over and over again. So those are style sheets, and we're going to be digging into them and using them a lot more in the future. So just play with that and see what you think.